Hi, my name is Thomas Miglis. I'm a person in long-term recovery, a member of Travis Park Church, and a seeker and just a lover of this new reconciled life. I have a story about an encounter that really pertains to the um, Psalm 66, verse 16. Um, and I'll read the whole thing. Come in here, and this is actually the amplified version, which I like. Amplified person. Come in here, all who fear God, and worship Him with awe-inspired reverence and obedience. And I will tell you what He has done for me. I think telling our story is so important. And I got permission from a very dear friend of mine named Ben to share this story. It's not the most flattering. So about 5 or 6 years ago, I was at a very dark place in my addiction and my bondage. Um, and of course, it was consuming me the way most addictions do. It was consuming me rapidly. And I was at the end of what would then be a very long run of self-destruction. And so I had a vehicle. I barely had a vehicle. Later, well, actually, just a couple weeks later, I would lose that vehicle, and I would very shortly after become homeless. Um, and that was the point in the spiral, my downward spiral that I was in. So I had this vehicle. It was an old Cadillac, actually. It's a '78 Cadillac DeVille. It's just beat up and nothing worked on it. And it's powerful, but yeah, a wreck. And I'm driving around trying to find a connection for my drug of choice. And I come around the corner, and there's this guy that I saw before out on the street. And I knew he was selling. And I pulled up to him, rolled down the window, and I said, "Hey, are you carrying? Are you have um, this drug?" And he jumped in the car. He said, "Yeah." He got in. He started to unpackage it, serve it to me. I told him I needed this amount. I said it was my last. This was the last money that I have. And he said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." He gives me the stuff. Gets out of the car immediately, and I'm nervous. I don't want to be on the corner. I drive, and I go pretty much one block and make a right turn, and check to see, because I'm ready for this. I need a fix. And right away I recognize that it's sheetrock. It's fake. And it's just powdery. It's not the way it's supposed to be. And I'm upset. This is my last bit of money. I'm on my last leg, so to speak. I go around the block. Normally when somebody burns you like that, they would run off, right? And the same guy, Ben, is on the same corner. And I pull up to him and roll down the window, and I say, "Hey, you carrying?" I pretty much had this impression that he didn't even recognize me, or else he would have been running away. And he got right back in the car. And through some weird circumstances, I had a pistol in the car. It was a piece of crap. It was a junky little lady pistol, 22 Ruger. I'm pretty sure it didn't work. I certainly didn't have any bullets for it. But I pulled it out of the side compartment, and I put it on my lap, and didn't point it at him, didn't brandish it. I just put it there where it was visible. And I told him, you don't know who I am, and you don't know what I'm capable of, and I think you're taking advantage of me. You think I'm just going to roll over. I'm not here to do that. And so now we're going to go get the stuff, the real stuff. And he did. He took me to a place. He was apologetic and took me to a place, and I got my thing. And it wasn't for probably 2 more years or a year later that I finally got to the end of. I stopped digging. I got to my bottom, and got into treatment. And then several years, 2 years after that, I have like 2 years sober. I am participating in. I have the shirt right now, Street Defeat. I know it's reversed, but I'm participating in a Street Defeat event, and I go to one of their events after I had completed the program at Haven for Hope, and there he is, this guy, Ben, sold me these drugs. I went up to him, and we knew each other. I mean, we had seen each other on the street. I didn't know his name per se, but I went up to him, and I He's a tall guy. He's like 6'something, 6'4" or something. And I walk up to him and I hugged him immediately. It's a street to feet 5K at Eisenhower Park, and I went up to him, put my arms around him, and said, "Man, it is so good to see you. See well." He was in the program, and he was participating in the program that I had graduated from 2 years earlier. I said, "Man, I'm so sorry for what I did, to you." And he goes, "Man, it's all right. We were in a bad place, and I'm sorry what I did." We ran together. We shared stories of our early and our new, beginning, and we developed a bond. And so, going from pulling a gun on him to seeing him at this reconciled place. Then a couple of years go by. Now I've got 4 years sober, and I'm working at a treatment center. My life is wonderful. A lot of things are restored in my life, and I see that he's hired on at Pay It Forward, and he's managing the Next Right Step sober living portion of Haven for Hope, where men that have completed the integrated treatment program go to practice sort of being an adult, having a job, paying rent, and on their way out to life in the real world. And so he's managing that, and he's so dynamic and so powerful, just breathing life into people. And yeah, of course, he's the house mom, so he's kind of like he's got some heavy responsibility on his shoulders to make some tough decisions, but he's doing it the right way. And then just recently, and this is years after that, a year and a half after that, I want to advance my recovery knowledge and my ability to work in the recovery industry. I take a class, peer recovery support specialist training. It's a 46-hour class with an 8-hour primer for that. But and he's in the class, so it's amazing how this relationship that started out with a bad drug deal, a gun being brandished, and then we intersect and we cross paths, and I see the reconciliation not only in my life but in my community, my tribe's life. Ben is a huge part of my tribe. His story is my story. His victory is my victory, and that just is what comes to mind when I read this psalm. Come in here, and I will tell you what He has done for me. What has God done for you? Thank you for letting me share this. Thank you for being in my tribe.